Hi there and welcome back to the Ducoscopy Studios here in Geneva. I am joined by Bill Zeeb, Senior Partner at Infinitas SA. So Bill, welcome to the studios.
Thank you, Jessica. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you back. So we'll be discussing today how do successful organisations improve. So can you share with us a few examples of successful improvements and key lessons that have been learned?
Absolutely. And there's never been a better time, Jessica, for companies to improve. We live in such an uncertain world with currency and interest rates and political changes happening everywhere. When leaders decide they want to improve a process, that's the first step. And then applying a structured methodology and tools to reach those goals are really what our work is all about. One example, a company was having difficulty supplying their market with pharmaceutical products. They had equipment capable of producing, but their dishwashing operation wasn't keeping up with production. And this company had the vision to improve their dishwashing process, which was quite complex with over 1,000 pages of regulations and rules. And by doing that, they were able to increase 10 million units of production annually just by implementing really hundreds of small improvements in the complex dishwashing and sterilization process to reach that. Another example that stands out is a gentleman who had been producing materials used to produce diapers. I like to refer to him as the 17 billion diaper man because that's how many pieces he had produced over his 18-year career there. And his main customer increased their orders by 40% between Christmas and New Year when they had a supply chain crisis, and the company was already at full capacity. But by working in a detailed way, creating a value stream map like what you see in the background here, we were able to identify bottlenecks and sources of waste in the process, and their team was able to increase production 35% in 3 months, where they thought their factory was full out. So that was another example. It works in any process. Every business is a collection of processes, and every process is 80% or 90% waste and non-value add. Whether you're paying bills, writing purchase orders, trying to hire people, it works in every process in a business. And when leaders believe and have this optimism, that's when things really take off.
Absolutely. So those were the success stories, but experts have said that around 70% of continuous improvements have actually been unsuccessful. So why is such failure at continuous improvement so widespread?
It comes down to having the right infrastructure in place, starting with a leadership belief. And the leadership has to be ready to try and to fail. Continuous improvement is not something that you do once and it's finished. Jeff Bezos of Amazon is a great example of this. His continuous improvement teams, we feel every day when we order from Amazon how they deliver so much faster than their competition. But his teams have struggled and worked and improved for many, many years. So having leadership, unfailing belief is very important. Picking the right projects that will move the dial for customer satisfaction, that will help deliver the financial results, that will help improve the conditions for workers. So getting the right projects, and then putting in place the necessary resources. But all too often we see shortcutting, and it's a natural tendency to try to want to do more with less, but there are certain rules we need to follow to make continuous improvement work.
So you've mentioned the rules there. So in your opinion, what are the 3 top prerequisites that can help with continuous improvement?
The first one has to begin with having continuous improvement linked to the vision of the business, to the strategic objectives of the business, so that the business really feels the purpose of why they're going to engage. Continuous improvement is hard work, and if we don't know why, it's going to be hard to continue it, to make it happen. The second thing is picking the right areas to work on. When we are selecting projects, there's an infinite number of problems in every business, but finding the critical few that are going to deliver the business successfully into the future is especially difficult. Which part of the business, which market, which part of the process to focus on is always a challenge. And the third one is getting leadership trained and engaged. And we see here an example. All too often we've found, and I'm an American who's lived and worked in Europe for 25 years, so I'm familiar with the Jack Welch approach of my way or the highway, right? So really telling people what to do. And here in Europe, we're much more conciliatory. We're much more trying to work together. And we've worked with many leaders to develop participative learning simulations like we see here behind us, where leadership in a non-threatening environment actually learns the power of the hidden, unlocked value in their business. And when leaders learn this, then they're more likely to support their teams with the necessary resources. So to summarize, it's getting the leaders trained, it's having the right projects, and it's having that link to strategy and vision.
Absolutely. So Bill, in your opinion, what are areas that are the most promising for continuous improvement in the future?
That's a tough question, Jessica, because mankind has never produced more than we produced yesterday. And every day we're producing more. And as we produce more, there's more waste. So the opportunities for continuous improvement have never been greater. Opportunities that I find especially attractive are working between enterprises. So finding ways to get enterprises to even better cooperate with each other, be it through purchasing or common mapping of value streams between enterprises. I see that as one area. The human aspect, respect for people. How can we make an environment, how can we create an environment where people feel respected, where leaders help this respect for people become even more profound? Those are probably the two areas that I find the most exciting about the future. But we've never lived in more exciting times than today for continuous improvement. It's something that we can control. And there are so many factors today, whether it be the Chinese economy or what's happening in Greece or some parts of Southern Europe, or interest rates with what the United States might change soon, or all kinds of unknowns. But continuous improvement can be that cornerstone of security and confidence that you have that you can take charge of your own destiny.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today. It was a pleasure having you here in the studios.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
And thank you for watching. For all the latest Ducoscopy updates, do keep clicking back. Goodbye for now.